Welcome to the DB Media Podcast. I'm Brian, that's Dylan. And our cameras do look a little off this time. Dylan messed up our cameras.
Yeah.
But we have...
Call me out on camera, bitch.
Definitely called you out on camera. I'm going to wait till we get on camera to call you out every time.
Okay.
Now you don't have a pen.
I don't need a pen.
So, we have movie news. We also have... This is our vampire episode. We're going to be reviewing Nosferatu from Dusk Till Dawn, 30 Days a Night, Bram Stoker's Dracula, and Dracula 2000. But before we get into all that, between the last time we recorded and now, the Superman trailer came out. What do you think about the Superman trailer?
I thought it looked really good.
I did too. In our DC episode, I crapped all over James Gunn. I said that I don't think he's got what it takes. I maybe eat my words. That was a really good trailer.
Yeah, it was a good trailer. I told you, just give James Gunn a second.
I'm going to
give him a second to get shit together.
Give him a second to get everything together. No, I agree. It was a really, really good trailer. It really captured like what Superman's all about. And we even got to see Guy Gardner. We got to see Crypto. We got to see...
Okay, so I see a lot of people shitting on Guy Gardner, on Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. Like...
About the haircut?
Yeah.
The haircut? Yeah.
Everybody's, like, pissed about it. And I don't understand it. It's comic accurate.
Yeah, I was about to say...
That's what he's supposed to look like.
I was about to say, none of them pick up a comic book and read it every once in a while? Like, because that's Guy Gardner. Like, I know he does look weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, but that's, again, Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I think a lot of people just think it's Hal Jordan or something.
Yeah, well, he's saving Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. So, but yeah, fantastic trailer. It gives me a lot of hope moving forward. But the biggest piece of hope that I got, they casted Jason Momoa as Lobo.
I don't know if that's for sure yet.
Yeah, that's for sure. James Gunn himself announced it.
Okay.
Yeah. It is 100% confirmed he is Lobo. That was my fan cast, as much as it was everyone else's. Like, Jason Momoa is the perfect Lobo. Lobo is, besides Batman, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, besides Batman, DC character. Love the comics, love his character, love everything about him. And they released an interview, like it's been out before, but I've seen a bunch of people sharing it since he got announced as Lobo. Lobo is Stan Lee's favorite DC Universe character.
How is it?
Yeah, they said in a interview, who is your favorite DC character, and if you could have one that is your favorite, and if you could come up with him, who would you come up with? And he said Lobo. So that's pretty cool. One interesting fact about Lobo, I don't know if you knew this or not, but in the comics, he has a radio surgically put in his brain where he can listen, where it's constantly playing rock music. So he is constantly listening to the rock melody. Thought that was pretty interesting. Robert Pattinson, I see a report that's saying here that he wanted to play Jack Sparrow. What do you think about that?
No, I think Pirates of the Caribbean should just
stop.
Just stop.
Yeah, the movies are continuously getting worse.
Yeah, now they don't have Johnny Depp.
Yeah, well the first three were amazing. I'd even go as far as to say the one directly after that was amazing. But with Blackbeard and all that, the one after that, and they started going downhill.
Yeah.
But also, the Batman has been delayed officially until October 2027. A lot of people, they say it's because of the script isn't done. A lot of people are speculating that Robert Pattinson is going to end up being the DCU's Batman. Because, I mean, Matt Reeves is already doing the Clayface movie, so he is working in the DCU with James Gunn. So maybe they'll see the popularity of this Batman and just make him the DC's Batman.
They could, but there's no reason that they still couldn't be two separate universes.
Yeah, I agree, but I like that idea. As much as he wasn't my cast for Batman, I really enjoy his Batman. So, I would be okay with that. Also, there's a new Mummy coming out, produced by Blumhouse. and it is coming out April 17th, 2026.
If it ain't got Brendan Fraser, I don't care about it.
If it ain't got Brian Fraser, I don't care about it. I agree with that. It does have the director attached to it from Evil Dead Rise. So it is leaning more into a horror element.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I figured. But also we have Anaconda coming out with Jack Black and Paul Rudd.
Yeah,
That's a weird pairing.
that is a weird pairing. They've done movies together before.
What movie have they done together?
I can't think of it right now, but I know they've done movies together.
That's still a weird pairing.
Yeah.
But and have them working on an Anaconda movie.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a comedy.
Yeah,
But I can get down with that.
I can too. Absolutely. If it's Jack Black, I'm watching it, good or bad. I know you think he's on a downhill spiral right now.
Yeah, I think he just needs to take a short hiatus.
I agree.
Let people appreciate his older movies.
I agree. Especially with this new newer generations coming in, like who haven't seen like School of Rock, stuff like that. Like, let people rediscover him. You know what I mean? And then you got Across the Spider-Verse has been delayed until 2028.
Wait, what's the first and second one called?
Beyond the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse. Maybe the second one's called Across the Spider-Verse. Anyway, you got Across, Beyond, and Into.
I heard they fired the actor for Miles.
Yeah, I haven't heard they fired him yet, but I've seen a lot of the drama.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Apparently, he is like harassing his co-star who's playing Spider-Gwen. He had like posted a bunch of stuff about how like posted a song, like a love song or something to her. I don't really know the specifics, or posted some kind of love lyrics from a song, and that on the day she got engaged to someone else, and is just trying to like come out as like making a move on her as she got engaged and everything. Like, and she took to the internet and made some video of her being like, "You're weird." So
she made a video calling him weird?
Yeah, basically.
It's crazy.
So honestly, the actor playing Spider-Gwen's a bigger actor. Cut the guy who playing Miles. Just cut him. And bring me another actor. It's an animated movie. You can recast him.
Yeah.
I love Into the Spider-Verse. One of my favorite Spider-Man movies. Absolutely love it. Also, we have Spider-Man 4. The script is reportedly facing problems. They keep rewriting the Spider-Man 4 script, trying to improve the story and just fix everything. They have said that after No Way Home, they're trying to go bigger.
I don't think they can do that.
I don't think they can do that, yeah. Unless they give us a Sinister Six and bring back Andrew and Toby again.
Yeah, they'd
have to also bring back some more Spider-Man that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, they'd have to bring in a lot of people.
Yeah, they'd have to bring back in multiple different Spider-Man. It is confirmed that Andrew and Toby are part of like Into the Spider-Verse. They made their appearance in the second one in like flashes. So
I think that's the only way they can make the Spider-Man 4 even bigger.
By bringing in another Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That would be the only way to top it. And also bring in the Sinister Six. And have him meet like Gwen Stacy or something.
Make it to where Kingpin is like bringing people from other dimensions and whatnot.
Just like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Our next piece of news we got here, Neverland Nightmare is coming out. This will be part of the Pooniverse and stuff. Comes out this month, a couple weeks, the 13th.
I thought they was doing Bambi.
They are doing Bambi.
I know they're doing Bambi. I thought that was going to be their next one.
I thought so too. Maybe Neverland Nightmare is not connected to the Pooniverse. But Robert Englund is in it, and so is Richard Blake. So I'm down for it. We'll have to review that at some point if we get around to it.
Yeah.
That's not really a priority because those movies are kind of low on our priority list. There was also one coming out called Screamboat about Steamboat Willie, as you know.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. People said it sucks.
No, that was called Mousetrap. This one actually takes place on a steamboat. The one you're talking about took place in an arcade.
No, the one I'm talking about took place on a steamboat. I'm pretty sure that already came out.
You sure?
Yeah.
I have a report here it didn't come out till 2025.
I think they've screen tested it already. For sure.
Okay. Well, they screened it. Yeah, it's from the producers of Terrifier. I'm for it. I'll give it a watch just because.
Producers and makers are not the same thing.
I know, but still, I'll still give it a watch. But with that being said, that's all I have for movie news. Unless you have something you want to add.
No. Okay.
That takes us into our first movie of the night, Dracula 2000. Tell me what you rated this movie.
Give it a 3.5.
Same, 3.5. Fan-freaking-tastic movie. This was your pick. Tell me what you think about it.
It's a good movie. It's got a good twist on Dracula.
Yep. Good religious twist.
Yeah, and just an interesting watch. Had some not so good sequels come out after it, but
they're never as good as the first one.
Yeah, but this Dracula is pretty good. Gerard Butler, clean shaven, makes a good Dracula.
Absolutely. So this movie stars Gerard Butler. I can't remember the guy who plays Van Helsing's name. So it takes place in the year 2000. Van Helsing has already beat Dracula, but has kept him in a vault, locked up, trying to find a way to kill him. And the movie's premise is some people break into his penthouse or his mansion or something and go to the vault, steal Dracula, looking for money, thinking that the coffin that Dracula's wrapped up in is full of money. Once they steal the coffin, they crack it open, and they awaken Dracula. Fantastic premise. I think that's very, very interesting. It's a unique premise.
So, my main problems with this movie is the safe was right by the front entrance.
Yeah, you mentioned that's a design flaw.
Yeah. Why would you keep your safe by the front entrance?
I agree.
That really bothered me. And the moment that you started getting killed by booby traps,
that's when you leave.
I don't care, and then when you get to the final stage, you see a coffin, you leave. I don't care if it may be a trap. It may be like a little thinker, maybe he's got jewels and cash and money in there. Maybe. But maybe not.
What would have done it for me is the second I got in there and saw the skulls in the walls. They had like walls made of skulls and stuff and skeletons. I'd have left immediately.
Yeah, those could have been faked. I can understand walking past those, especially skulls with vampire teeth.
Yeah.
And you don't believe in vampires. You're walking down there. Okay, these are fake.
I don't know.
I can see walking past that.
I would be if someone came up to me and was it's a haunted house or something. Somebody's like, this house is haunted. There's a demon following me or something. People in movies are just like, whatever, this guy's crazy. No, I'm believing them immediately. I don't care what they say. I don't care if you were coming to me and be like, I think there's a vampire stalking me. I'd be like, we need to move away. You need to move away and I will help you move.
If I was to legitimately come up to you and tell you there's a vampire stalking me, you wouldn't believe a word I fucking said.
I guarantee you I would. If you were 100% serious, it's like, I know this is going to sound crazy, but there's a vampire stalking me. I'd be like, I believe you.
I don't think you would.
I think I would. Better safe than sorry. But, like you said, Gerard Butler, clean shaven, makes a great Dracula, and it plays on all the Dracula's tropes. All of the movie, there is a very, very strong religious undertone, and it reveals why at the end of the movie. But all of the movie with the very, very strong religious undertone, it's making little comments about God and Jesus and all that. And on first watch, you're like, that's kind of, vampires are always revolved around that kind of thing, and crosses, repel them and all that. But still, watching the first time, you're like, it's kind of really leaning into that. and then like by the end you're like, oh, okay, I get why. You want to tell the ending or?
No, you can go ahead.
So by the end of the movie, it's revealed that he is Judas. Dracula is the guy who betrayed Jesus biblically.
Maybe I should have said it.
Maybe you should have said it. He is the guy who betrayed Jesus, and that is that's the reason for the strong religious undertones. And it comes full circle. It shows his backstory, shows him betraying him, shows him that he was cursed to never die because he tried to kill himself for betraying Jesus. That bumped it up for me. I was fully prepared to give this movie a 3. I gave it a 3.5 just because that was a really, really cool twist on Dracula.
Okay. I still don't understand why they wouldn't just leave after the first trap. Okay. Like, they didn't really see the first trap until he tried to push the coffin off, which I understood. Like, why not try and open it first? See what's in there before you try taking off with it?
Yep.
Like,
well, in all fairness, they did try to open it, but the traps kept hitting them.
Well, yeah, but the first trap was when he pushed it off and the thing came down.
Yeah. First trap would have been enough for me. I'm out of there after that. This had solid kills and solid action.
Yeah.
The scene where he kills the reporter, because she's reporting on the plane crash, they put him on a plane, he kills everybody in the plane crashes, and you're looking through the lens of the camera, and you see her getting attacked, but you can't see nothing. It's because he doesn't show up on camera.
Yeah.
That was a really, really cool way of showing that. Like most vampire movies, the classic way is have them walk in front of a mirror and show no reflection. This was a really cool take on that.
The sequel relies heavily on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I went to watch the sequel. I'm going to give the sequel a chance. I'm not a big fan of vampire sequels for some reason because Dusk Till Dawn let me down, and so did 30 Days a Night. The only reason that I'm going to check this one out is because Wes Craven's attached. Absolutely love it. If you gave me this movie, I didn't know Wes Craven was attached to it. That immediately bumped it up as well because you can tell Wes Craven has his way of making movies.
Yeah. I thought it's cool that they kept Van Helsing alive from putting leeches on.
That was
Dracula.
also unique. Yes, that was really cool. Like, again, another take on that was like Van Helsing's always the guy to kill Dracula. How do you keep him alive after so many hundreds of years? He's using Dracula blood. That's awesome. That is a great take on that, and just a great premise of the movie. They killed him off though a little too easy.
Yeah.
Just the fact that the first brush he has in with Dracula, the first run in the Dracula just easily, you know what I mean?
Well, in all fairness, it shows when Dracula's first walking around the city, Van Helsing just traps him in.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because I guess they never really fought. That was a cool trap though. How he trapped Dracula back in the 1800s, tricked him with a mirror because. He
can't see his own reflection.
Can't see his own reflection. That was really, really cool. The fight scenes where he goes to the gym or something to fight these guys, or like a community center or church or something.
Yeah.
They pull him out of the body bags because they were being recovered from being in the plane crash, and as soon as he opens the body bags, they've been vampired, redone, and attacks them, and they get into a big fight and a big that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. It even references Bram Stoker's Dracula at one point. At the beginning of the movie, he says something about the book, and he says, yes, my grandfather was the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula, but really he means himself. He can't tell the guy he's hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
That again, really cool, kind of hitting the nail on the head there with that. I enjoyed that it did show some kind of reference to its source material and show some kind of respect to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, that's all I got to say about the movie.
I got just a little bit more. The vampire design, like I said, normally you have beasts or something with Dracula, or even an older Count look, like was discussing Bram Stoker's Dracula, and you have that for a brief moment in this one, and that design is really cool. Like the really old, decrepit looking Dracula, but I like how the more blood he gets and the more he feeds, the younger he looks. That is a really cool effect as well, or not really effect, but a really cool design as well. I really liked that. Yeah. All in all, this movie's great. I did not expect Nathan Fillion in this movie. He was the priest. Did not expect him in this movie. All in all, I thought it was fantastic. You did a really good pick with this one. The only thing I got with vampire movies, most of them share the same theme other than religious themes, is all vampires are just really horny.
Yeah.
All the vampires are just really seductive and horny. Like even down to Gerard Butler's whispering in this movie. He's whispering like he's trying to be sexy.
Yeah, that's basically what vampires do though. They try to seduce you so they can feed on you. They're like more modern sirens.
Yeah. I like that comparison. That's true. But every one of these movies that we're going to discuss, all the vampires are like that. They're like, let me, yeah. Really good. Really like it. Solid pick, brother. Now we're going on to Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Okay.
Rate it. Tell me what you gave this one.
4.5.
Okay, I gave it a 3.5. Don't get me wrong, 3.5 is not a bad rating for me. Anything below 2.5 means I didn't like this movie. 3.5, I really, really still enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great. The only problem that I have with this, I think, is the same problem you have with Nosferatu. The storytelling's a little confusing to me. Like, it kind of jumps back and forth for me, and it doesn't take away too much of it, but it had me like pausing it and being like, did I miss something? Like, that's again the same thing as Nosferatu. Like, it just, I don't think it told the story well. Like, in the bits it did tell, and the bits that were very well put together, yes, it told the story well, but it kind of jumped back and forth and was jumping from different storylines or different characters, and it got very confusing because I didn't know. Like at one point they had Bram Stoker, or they had Dracula as like a old looking count, and then the next scene they had him as like a younger dude, and that made me think it was a time jump back, like a flashback, and so I was like, and then when he was stalking the woman, but he was like this younger guy, that meant it was still in present time, and I thought it was a flashback, so I was confused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still fantastic.
Well, it's still like it doesn't really tell you this or mention it, but that's the whole point of him feeding on everybody on the Dementor.
Right.
Like,
no, I get that. Yeah, so he can get his youth back.
Yeah.
No, I get that. It not telling that is what confused me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What'd you think about this movie? I'm sorry taking all your time here.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. I enjoyed. Like, it's got a lot of good actors in it. Anthony Hopkins, Keanu Reeves.
Star-studded, son.
Yeah, I've always just really liked this Dracula movie. This has always been one of my favorite ones.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic movie. Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Keanu Reeves, Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins as Van Helsing. Awesome. Like, one of the best parts of this movie is Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
It started off super, super strong. Like, the beginning of this movie giving Dracula a cool backstory. Like, he was this warrior, but they sent a note to his wife saying he died in battle, so she killed himself, so he lost all faith in God. Again, heavy on the religious aspects of it. The whole point of him becoming Dracula wasn't because he betrayed Jesus, but because he denounced God. Like, or he announced, like, he renounced his faith. Like, that was a cool backstory for Dracula. He became the embodiment of evil because he gave up on God.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I really enjoyed that. For me, though, it kind of didn't lose its momentum. It started off super strong and kind of got slower and slower and slower as it went. And again, slow is not a bad thing. I enjoy slow burn movies. Some of the slower scenes were good, especially with Keanu Reeves' acting. Phenomenal, and it what made me still invested in these slow scenes.
Yeah, or like when Dracula fed the vampire whores a baby.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah,
that was And he like seduced Keanu Reeves with his wives or with his vampire women.
Yeah.
That was really good. Again, like I mentioned, heavy Christian aspects. The red imagery as he's reading the letter in the beginning is really cool. Like in the movie, you see a bunch of red, like his red armor in the beginning, his red as he's reading the letter. Like Keanu Reeves is going in. It's kind of like that sets the tone for evil. You know what I mean? Like the red armor is kind of like showing.
I thought he had really cool armor.
He had really cool armor.
I thought that was really cool.
I thought it too. But like the red is kind of like going hand in hand with the red sky it shows when he's reading the letter, showing the evil. You know what I mean? That was a really cool like little metaphor for that. I really enjoyed that, and as much as I enjoyed this movie too, the cinematography of this movie is really good too. For it to be a movie made in early 2000s.
Yeah, late 90s.
Late 90s. For it to be shown in the late 90s or whenever, it was still beautifully shot. The scenes of the castle were beautiful. The scenes of the town were beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely, I'm a sucker for that. I will say, the first time I saw Dracula in this movie, he was the big, count or whatever, the ugly looking one. I hated that design. I'm so glad he went to a younger version and a monster later on, because if he was going to be that the whole movie, I had no hope for it.
Yeah.
I saw him, I was like, he looks ridiculous.
He looked absolutely ridiculous with that.
Yeah, but at the sort of the end of the movie, like right before the end of the movie, he turns into like a big beast. That was a great, and you could tell it wasn't like CGI or nothing. It was a real nice practical effect. So cool. Van Helsing doesn't come into this movie until after an hour.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool too. Like it gives, because that means before it introduces you to this hero that is going to help. Well, I know Keanu Reeves is supposed to be the hero, but show like this hero that's going to help our main character. It gives you enough backstory in that hour to really give a crap about Keanu Reeves and his love life.
Yeah. She never stopped loving Dracula.
That's what she was a hoe. She was a hoe. Like, she fell in love with Dracula and said, "Forget my fiance, I'm going, or forget my husband or whatever he was.
Yeah.
I am going after Dracula."
Yeah, she just stayed with him.
Yeah, even at the end of the movie, it ends with her like, trying to heal him back to health or whatever.
Yeah,
she was like, "Nah, forget my husband." Like, nah, that was a funny part of the movie. All in all, fan-freaking-tastic movie. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 3.5 as well. Or I gave it 3.5, you get it 4.5. Highly, highly recommend this movie. I'm not really going to tell what it's about, because everyone knows the story of Dracula, basically.
Yeah.
But it is star-studded. If you enjoy good actors and good acting, this is a good story of Dracula. You have anything else to say about it?
No, I'm good.
Now we're going to move on to my picks. My first one was 30 Days of Night. Would you rate 30 Days of Night?
3 stars.
I gave it 4.5. I really, really enjoyed this movie. What are you going to say about it?
I didn't like the vampires in it.
Okay.
Like, it's not that I didn't like the designs or anything. I just thought they were stupid.
Yeah.
Like, what you found a place that you can just walk around 24/7 for 30 days, and
you bleed them dry in 10 days.
Not even 10 days. Like, they don't even wait. As soon as everything's shut down and people can't get out no more, they immediately just start attacking everybody.
They don't give. They could have easily picked them off a little bit, little by little. I agree with that. That was a dumb decision.
Yeah.
Like, they could have just picked these people off and slowly fed, but no, they just like tear the town apart.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Alaska was a really good setting. I don't know why more vampire movies don't take place in like Alaska or something, because they get 30 days of darkness. That is awesome. That is a really good concept to do a movie on. Josh Hartnett is great.
He's the main character, isn't he?
Yes, he's the main character. I watched him this year in the movie Trap, and he has got the acting chops. Yeah. I absolutely love it, and I love him in this. He's fantastic in this. I do love that it gives you enough backstory to care about the characters. Like, again, I always say when we're doing a movie, backstory on the characters is one of the biggest parts of making you care about them, making you like them, making you root for them. And right off the bat, it tells you, like, his brother helps him at the police station. His grandmother is the dispatcher. He's going through a rough patch with his wife. All that. Like, and they live in a small town. Everyone in the town knows about him and his wife, him and his brother. Like, that it really gives the town enough life for you to care about everyone in the town.
Yeah, something that made me mad was he wrote the what's his face a ticket.
Yeah, and he said a ticket makes him feel like he's still a part of this town. It's like, nah, dude.
No, don't. I don't want to be a part of this town. Yeah. Stop giving me tickets.
Yeah, you could have invited him out to dinner or something or lunch.
Yeah, town's getting together for a big community potluck or something. Why don't you come on down?
Yeah, don't give him a ticket. That was I agree with that.
That was stupid.
Yeah, the head vampire played by Danny Huston. Well, how do you say his name? He plays a great bad guy. He always plays a bad guy.
Yeah,
he's one who's always typecasted. But I'm for.
At the end of the movie, when they was like ready to just like completely destroy the town, wasn't them cutting into that pipeline blow a shit ton of stuff up?
Yeah, I don't think it'd just blow that town up. I think it'd blow everything along the pipeline up. Or am I dumb? Like, isn't that how that works?
I don't know.
I would assume that's how that works. The fire would just follow the pipeline back up.
I don't know why they.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah, the vampires are just stupid in this movie.
Vampires are pretty dumb in this movie. If you've been alive for 1,000 years and you this dumb, just walk into the sun.
Yeah,
just walk. It's right off the bat. Like, as soon as you start the movie,
they're just walking around. I got teeth.
Where's the blood at?
They're not actually speaking another language. They're just really stupid. They're all speaking English. They're just stupid.
They're just not well English. They're like, as soon as you start this movie, it gives you an immediate dark and horror tone. Like, as soon as you turn it on, it feels dark and creepy. You know what I mean? And maybe that comes from the isolation of the Alaskan setting, but I just feel like it starts off creepy. Like, you know these people are in for a storm. They're going to be isolated for a while, for 30 days, due to the storm, due to the night. And it kind of gives them, like, a sense of, like, hopelessness because, like, they can't get out of town if they wanted to, regardless of the vampires, where the vampires hit. Yeah. And that's scary enough. And then come to find out their town's being attacked. Like, that, it just sets a really, really good, creepy, scary tone. Yeah. I really appreciated that. I know you hated the vampires, but I loved their design. Like, I know you said you didn't hate their design. Their design was really cool.
Yeah, their design was cool. It was just...
They were more like zombies than they were vampires.
Yeah. They was just all... something that always bothers me about vampires is hissing.
Yeah.
That all, like, every vampire that hisses and everything like that, just...
Yeah. Like, or they show their teeth, they're like...
Stop it. Yeah, you ain't got to do all that.
Why can't you growl? That'd be more intimidating.
Yeah, like, bark or something. Don't fucking hiss at me.
They would either make really dumb vampires or really smart zombies. One of the two.
Yeah.
Every character in this movie is likable.
Yeah, but what I want to get back to the hissing thing. Like, I remember he was the bald vampire that.
That was his big thing every time he was on screen.
Yeah, I remember him just walking out the door and he gets outside and he goes, just like a freaking standing at attention. He just goes.
Yeah.
every single time he was on camera, like he's watching somebody on a rooftop and he just goes.
See, hissing like that would if I was in this situation, would make them so much less, like, intimidating.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's stupid. What was he doing?
What are you doing? Why are you hissing?
He hisses and you're just like, all right, I think I can take this guy now. Yeah.
Are you sure you're not immune to bullets?
You sure you're not? I'm gonna test it one more time. All the characters had really good chemistry too. They worked well all together.
Yeah.
It had solid blood and gore. It was a really gore movie.
I wouldn't say it was that gory. It just had a lot of blood.
Yeah, it had a lot of blood, but I mean, had like the scene where he cuts the guy's head off with the axe.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty gory.
Yeah, and like throw him into the machine. That was really cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Apparently, headshots work on them though.
Yeah.
Because I watched the guy blow half of their head off one time with a shotgun, and that worked. It was really cool to see them using the woman as bait. Like, it showed that they had some kind of intelligence because they were using this woman to bait out all the townspeople.
Yeah.
But as they were baiting everyone, they were just standing in plain sight. Like, that's still really stupid.
Yeah.
They was like, we're going to use her as bait, but we're going to stand right here where everyone can see it's a trap.
Yeah. You could tell they were stupid because the main vampire said it took us centuries to make them believe we're not real. It shouldn't have taken you centuries.
Really
we're pretty dumb.
We're pretty dumb.
We're pretty. It should have taken you maybe a century.
Not even a century. It should have took maybe a couple years. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty easy to convince people vampires are fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took us centuries to. Yeah, that was dumb. The little vampire girl was creepy.
Yeah.
That was a really creepy part of the movie.
I feel like a lot of movies do that though. They make a child. They turn a child into one of them just to
add that creepiness factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ending was pretty cool. How he injected himself and fought the vampires. That was really dope.
Yeah. So they didn't think to just. That's another thing. The vampires are so stupid. They could have just jumped him and killed him.
Yeah. They was like, let him fight 1-on-1.
Yeah, and they could what do you you're trying to not let your species be exposed here.
Yep.
And you're just gonna fight 1-on-1.
Yeah.
No,
jump this guy.
Yeah.
Rip him apart.
And as soon as he kills the boss, it's like, all right, let's go home. There is still 20 of you.
Yeah.
He barely took him down.
Y'all can win this fight.
Yeah, you can win.
I don't know why they didn't just hide the brother too. He could have kept living as a vampire.
Maybe.
If I'd done that, I'd try to at least stay indoors during when the sun came up or something.
I don't think it. He probably. None of them ever take a regular form, so it's probably a dead giveaway when his teeth got pointy.
That's true. All around, I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah. The vampires are just so stupid in this.
The vampires are pretty dumb in this movie, and the fact that they wiped out the majority of the town being that dumb speaks volumes on how dumb the townspeople were.
Yeah, they was just caught off guard.
Yeah, but still, I feel like we could have survived them.
Maybe
if they attacked our town tonight.
Oh no, our town's pretty stupid.
Yeah, that is true.
We should probably edit that out before we get ransacked.
No, are you afraid of everyone in our town, really?
Everyone at once.
Everyone at once.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to fight a couple hundred people.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But,
I'll go with that one though, unless you want to have something else.
What is it? Yeah, the vampires are just so stupid.
Yeah, all in all, those are really dumb vampires. Really cool to look at, and really cool in action scenes and stuff. Because they're just like wild animals, but hunting wise and intelligence wise, they're dumb.
Yeah, super stupid. And the guy that they had go in and shut all the communications and everything down, he's stupider.
Well, because he's like, why would you think they're gonna let you live?
Yeah,
yeah. He was a big actor though. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he was. I remember him from My Name Is Earl.
Yeah, he was in Hell or High Water too. Oh yeah, I gotta make you watch that. You would love that movie.
Okay. All right, and Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn, would you rate it?
I'm gonna give that 4.5.
I gave it a 4.5 too. I'm really surprised you gave it a 4.
I'm giving it a 4.5, mainly because of nostalgia.
That's fair. Honestly, same.
I grew up watching this movie, so
same. I agree.
So,
It's one of my
I've seen
favorites.
this movie a million times, and this past watch, I never noticed that the vampire blood was green. So I think I've been Mandela affected. I don't think this is my universe. Because since when was the vampire blood in Dusk Till Dawn green? I don't ever remember it being green.
I remember it always being green.
Yeah, you're not the right Bram.
You're in the wrong universe.
Yeah, so I'm not the right Dylan.
Yes, you're not the right Dylan. Don't what'd you do with Dylan? That's funny. All in all, this movie's great. Like you said, I gave it a 4.5 as well. It's a nostalgia ride, straight up. Love it. Do you know this movie was written by both Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was written. He wrote half. Robert Rodriguez wrote the other half, and you could tell which half was written by Quentin Tarantino. He obviously wrote the first half of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt. Because Robert Rodriguez is a horror guy. And you can tell when he started writing this movie. Because, like, the tones are drastically different. It goes from criminal on the run movie, about two brothers, then goes straight into supernatural horror aspects. And the tone shift is just like a flip of a switch. And I think that's what I really like about the movie. There's two things I love. Crazy, over-the-top Quentin Tarantino action and storytelling, and it throws it straight into some horror aspects with vampires and great gore and, again, great horror aspects. So to have the best of both worlds, absolutely love this movie.
My favorite scene with Quentin Tarantino in the movie is...
Don't say it.
What?
Go ahead and say it.
When he hallucinated the girl, the girl, will you eat my pussy, Richie?
He's like, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, and then he's in the RV. Was you telling the truth about what you said earlier? Because I'll do that for you. I don't care to, I'll do it. And then Richie stopped talking to her.
You have no reason to be talking to them kids, Richie.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Quentin Tarantino also has a thing about feet.
Yeah.
He always does.
And then my second favorite scene with him is when they're all hiding in the shower. You calling me a nut? And then finally George Clooney just has enough and
just knocks him out.
Yeah.
And she's like, thank you. That was really funny. Quentin Tarantino, surprising.
He comes out of the bathroom. We're in Mexico, you fucking piece of shit.
He said, what happened? He's like, you fell? We were hiding in the bathroom and you fell.
Yeah.
It was really funny. So surprisingly, though, Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney surprisingly have great chemistry.
Yeah.
That is a real, that really made you feel like an older and younger brother relationship right there. Like with one brother.
I got more of a massive men relationship going with that.
Yeah, but massive men always give me a brother relationship too. Like one brother has mental problems. Like that's how that makes it look to me. But that's how it is in this movie too. It one brother has it gives you massive men feel like if they were brothers.
Yeah.
Because it really feels like an older brother, knowing that his younger brother is a sick, twisted individual.
Yeah.
But that's his younger brother, and he has to take care of it.
Yeah.
The beginning of the movie, one of the best openings in any movie. About the gas station.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely love that. The shootout he has and the shooting the liquor behind him. He says shoot the bottles behind him. He throws the toilet paper on fire and get all great action. The dialogue between the characters in the first half. I don't know if Quentin Tarantino wrote all the dialogue, but in the first half you can tell it's Quentin Tarantino's dialogue.
Yeah.
Because his dialogue is so unique.
ringing the bell. The old man coming out. What the hell you want?
He says, "Well, you think I want, you bastard? I want a room." He's like, "Oh, okay then." That is a good.
And then like the freaking Mortal Kombat style when they're walking towards each other, like they kill a room full of vampires and there's like 4 of them left, and then there's 4 of them, and they all just start slowly walking towards each other like this.
I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah, it's right before Sex Machine got turned or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah. That is fun. Sex Machine's one of my favorite characters. Again, as a running theme in these movies, more Christian aspects. You have a denounced preacher. You know what I mean? Like, you have a preacher who has lost faith in God, and that, again, more religious aspects coming back to.
Yeah, and how they're all afraid of the cross. That was how they're all afraid of the cross brings me to a conveniently placed shotgun with a handle on it.
Yep.
That style of handle on it. So where do you ever, I've never seen a shotgun with that type of handle outside of that movie.
The one that just kind of like...
It's got a like over hoop handle that he sticks the bat in and makes a cross. I've never seen a shotgun with that type of pump action. I've seen them with like stick handles like this, but I've never seen one you put your hand in and it's just got a handle.
That's the one I got on layaway. It's just the one I got on layaway. I got one on layaway right now with the same exact name. Yeah.
Well, that makes 2 that I've actually heard.
Yeah. It was a very conveniently placed shotgun, but you can argue that most bars and movies have double barrels or something behind them.
Yeah.
Double barrels. But
that was a pump.
Yeah.
It's a pump.
And it was so convenient when there's like, they fear crosses, and it's like, well, do we have any crosses? And it's like, just put 2 sticks together. Like, I feel like you need a little bit more to make that a cross.
I don't know. Yeah, because like you can't be a vampire afraid of crosses, and it's like, oh dang it, that guy stacked those sticks weird.
Yeah. What if you're chasing somebody and they throw their weapons down, they fall on top of each other, and you're like, oh, no, I can't cross it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dumb. I thought the funniest part was when that clerk at the beginning was set on fire and he falls on the popcorn.
Yeah.
Popcorn starts popping. It's so funny to me.
I remember the first time I watched this movie, and before I found out that Richie was about to rape and kill their hostage, I thought it was just funny that he just went and laid on the bed. You want to watch cartoons with me? Like, that was funny. And then he
comes in, he's like, Richie, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, she was trying to run. It's like, she was not trying to run. Like, Richie's a sick individual.
Yes.
Um,
Why did her brother explode?
I'll be honest with you. And I watched that, I thought the exact same thing.
Like why? Like, do it, Kate. Do it. Shoot me. And then she shoots him, and he explodes.
I can understand why the vampires explode.
I don't either.
Yeah,
like that's just an explosion for no reason.
I can understand why they do, but I can't understand why he does.
No, I don't know why why any of them exploded.
I mean, maybe that's what happens when they die. I don't know, but
did she? What did she shoot on him to make him explode?
I don't know.
Like, I don't think holy water balloon would do that.
Maybe not. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, because if holy water would do that, fill those squirt guns up.
Yeah.
And just.
Yeah.
Like maybe the movie's a little bit ridiculous, but you'll live.
You'll live. Or just take a bath in holy water.
Yeah.
Why don't they do that?
Yeah, why don't people do that in vampire movies?
We have cracked the code to vampire movies. Get a big tub of water. Go to the church where they baptize people and just take a dunk. Right?
Yeah.
Jump in and come out and be like, all right, give me a hug.
Yeah.
Then the vampires will be running from you. Then you'll be hunting the vampires. Again, this movie does well is giving you enough backstory to care about the family. They're just getting over a tragic death. It makes you really care about them whenever the brothers take them hostage.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. This movie became a thing because of a double feature. There's a double feature that Quentin Tarantino wrote one and Robert Rodriguez wrote one. And they put in a double feature for Grindhouse called Death Proof and Planet Terror. And that's where they started working together. So that's where this movie came about. Both of those are great movies. Death Proof is it's a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's the only movie of his that I say is a little long.
Yeah. Yeah, but all in all, this is just a really fun movie to watch. I thought is one of the other things. What was his name? The Vietnam vet. He just flipped a table over and just started throwing vampires on it.
Didn't he call himself Nam?
I think so.
Yeah. He just kept. Yeah, he did on all four of the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really funny. Sex Machine is one of the best characters.
Yeah.
With the pistol it goes.
The cocked pistol.
Yeah. He is played by Tom Savini, who is a staple in all things horror. He's a big horror makeup designer and special effects artist, and he's just all around awesome. I haven't seen him in a lot of movies. I may have, but I know he worked on a lot of movies.
Yeah,
and he's very, very talented. And to see him acting in one, pretty cool. Pretty cool. The name of the bar, the Titty Twister. That was funny. Yeah. that screams Quentin Tarantino. Both of these guys, Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney, play their part well enough to make you believe they're really bad guys.
Yeah,
like they really do a good job in this part. The second half is weird because when it flips, it takes these bad guys that you're rooting against the whole movie. Like, you're obviously rooting for the families being taken hostage. But the second it flips, you're rooting for the bad guys. You're like, man, I hope they survive.
I think it's because Richie died.
Yeah, after Richie, yeah. You can't really root for Richie. You'd be rooting for Richie to die during the vampire attack. But once Richie died, you're like, I'm rooting for these guys. Like,
I'm rooting for this guy.
Rooting for this guy and this family he took hostage, and they wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for him. The whole family died because of him. And the fact that at the end she said, "You want some company?" Like, why would you go with this man?
Well, in all fairness, they just survived a vampire death trap.
They wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, she didn't realize. She probably didn't even realize her dad and brother just died. Brian, give her some fucking slack.
Okay, what did he say? He said, "I'm a bastard, but I'm not." He said something like that. He's I'm a bastard, but I'm not a mean bastard or something. And he wouldn't take her. That was really funny because like he was basically saying, he said, "I may be a bad guy, but I'm not like Richie bad. Like I'm not taking this little girl with me."
Yeah, you just go home.
Just go home if you have one to go to. Like, Cheech from Cheech and Chong is in this, and he plays
multiple times.
He plays 3 different roles, which is hilarious. He plays the border patrol guy. He plays the one of the first vampires we see. It's at the entrance of the bar, and he plays the guy that they're going to the bar to meet, like the criminal.
Yeah, as big as the parking lot is, you would think there'd be more people in that bar.
Yeah. Well, that should be their first red flag, seeing all the abandoned cars and shit.
Yeah.
They see all those abandoned cars, and they're like, "Yeah, we should probably think twice about going in here."
Yeah.
The vampires don't show up for a good hour. That again, if you first time viewing this, you're not going to think it's a vampire. My mama watched this movie for the first time in theaters when she back in the day, and she said that she walked out. She thought it was just like a crime movie, but no, it was she said when the vampires came, she left. Not that she hates vampires. She really likes horror movies and stuff. It threw her off so bad she left. But she's since then watched it. That's funny though. And whenever the vampires come in, it goes from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, it's kind of like Full Metal Jacket. I can watch the first part of that movie so many times in a row.
Absolutely.
But after that, after they get through with basic training,
Yeah, it's a boring movie.
yeah, I'm ready to start the first half over again.
I agree. I don't like Full Metal Jacket.
You don't?
I like the first half, like you said. I can watch the first half probably a million times. But as you said, so yeah, I was training.
Oh no, it has its moments after.
I don't think so. I think the ending's all right, but we'll talk about that.
That's where the famous line, "Oh, you make me so horny."
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that might be the only redeeming quality to the second half of that movie.
No, there's. I don't think you've actually sat down and watched.
Very recently, actually, a couple months ago.
I don't think you did it right.
I don't think you watched it right.
You didn't do it right.
We had to talk about that on the podcast one day. Cutting their heads off turned them into some kind of weird dog-like creature.
What is it?
Remember when she cut the vampire's head off and it turned into like this big rat dog-looking thing?
Oh yeah.
What was that about? Like
there's just a bunch of unanswered and unreasonable things in this movie.
Exactly. It's like I don't remember that being a vampire trope. Like,
no. I thought they turned back to regular people once you killed them.
Yeah, not explode. The scene where they shoved the shotgun in his chest and is shooting like people on the other side. And he's like reloading by moving the whole vampire. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool, but like. Again, there's a bunch of unnecessary vampire stuff in this movie. Like, why did that one explode? Why is he a rat thing now?
Why is it? The world may never know. Shooting holes in the wall at the end.
And something that pissed me off so bad. Like, it was so cool, but pissed me off so bad. But at the end of the movie, when they're zooming out, and it's the back of the titty twister, it's just a freaking old Mayan temple.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I think that's a really cool reveal. You don't like that?
It is a cool reveal, but why? What does that have to do with vampires?
That is true.
What is that? What Mayan tones does this movie have other than it being in Mexico?
That's true.
Why? What does this have to do with the vampires?
That is very true. It's a cool reveal, but
and how come they didn't find any existing tunnels or nothing like that to the rest of this pyramid?
Well, I mean, you can argue that they did whenever they were going to the back room to get stuff out of storage. That whole hallway looked like a big tunnel from a pyramid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know. There's a...
That is really funny, though. It's
like, why? There's a lot of things in this movie that just make you think, why? Why did you do that?
Really? I really enjoy this movie, and like you said, most of it is nostalgia. This is my it shouldn't have been a childhood movie, but it was a childhood movie. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, I'm good.
Both gave it the same rating, 4.5. Now we're moving on to our finale, our Nosferatu. Give it spoiler free. Can you do that?
It's just another classic retelling of Bram Stoker's original book.
Yeah. Well, the original Nosferatu was too.
Yeah.
But they couldn't call it Dracula because they couldn't get the rights to it.
Yeah.
So it did become its own thing, but not really.
Well, they make it seem like Nosferatu is just like this way of describing evil in this movie. That's not his actual name.
Yeah, his name's Count Orlok.
Orlok. Or something like that.
Orlok or Orlog or something.
Orlof.
Or Meatloaf.
Orlofian something other.
So, without getting into spoilers, this movie is fantastic, I thought. I really, really enjoyed this movie. What'd you rate it before I go into spoiler free?
3.5.
I gave it a 3.5. I was teetering on 4 or 3.5, but I settled on 3.5. We'll talk about why in a minute, but without getting into spoilers, this movie is just so freaking good because, like, it is one of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen. The cinematography is fantastic. The acting is...
I don't see how you can say that, but...
Really?
Yeah, like it just seemed basic.
All the scenes of the castle, and as he's traveling to the castle, and the overlooking of the town, and all that, it was just so beautiful to me. I'm a sucker for that gothic look, though. You know what I mean?
It seemed pretty basic to me.
Well, I mean, the acting was fantastic as well. Willem Dafoe and what's the main character's name? Playing Lex Luthor, something Hoyt or Holt or something.
I can't remember his name.
Anyway, he is amazing. The woman playing his wife deserves an Oscar after this movie. Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok is awesome. And just the way this story, the only problem we got with this is I think the way the story's told. It's a little confusing.
The beginning is.
The beginning is, yes.
Because the beginning makes...
Don't go into spoilers yet.
The beginning makes the whole movie feel like a dream.
Yeah, I agree with that. We'll go into spoilers now. You want spoilers? Other than just saying it was a great movie. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, it's definitely worth going and watching.
Just everything in this movie, I think, met my expectations except for the storytelling. I'll say that. Yeah, I really loved it. You want to go to spoilers now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, this is your spoiler warning. Spoilers ahead. You have been warned. Okay, so you want to give me your opinion on it first?
I don't know. I really enjoyed this movie, but I had way too high expectations of this movie.
Yeah, I was afraid you would.
Yeah, and that's what really ruined this movie for me.
Yeah, I have a bad habit.
I had a hard time. I'm not saying their acting was bad. It's just certain things in horror movies I cannot take seriously. Like you've seen me, like people start doing weird stuff.
You laugh in the theater. You laughed like a madman in this one multiple times.
Yeah. Okay, so the funniest thing to me in this whole movie was when Holt, her fiance, when he was about to scream, and right before he lets out the loudest scream you could ever hear, it just goes to them on a beach, and it's a seagull. And
you died laughing at that part in the theater. I couldn't help but laugh at you in the theater.
Yeah, I think I made a lot of people mad.
Oh, you did. I guarantee you did. Because like
I seen a couple people just getting up.
Because like there was people like 2 rows ahead of us to the right, and as soon as you started laughing, one of them got up and walked out. That was so funny. That just made me laugh harder at you. I was like, oh my gosh, we're getting kicked out of this movie.
Don't make a funny movie then.
Yeah, don't make a horror movie funny.
Yeah, and I know, I'm not saying that it wasn't good acting, like what she was doing, like the way she was shaking and stuff like that.
It was just comedic.
Yeah, it was too. I felt it was too comedic to be doing in this movie. Like you can't just be shaking around like that.
The sound she was making while she was shaking was very, very, very sexual.
It was supposed to be.
Yeah, I know, but still, like that's what made it more comedic.
Yeah.
Like if she was maybe moaning in the sense of like dread or something instead of like sexual pleasure, then it would have been better.
Yeah, just like she's like it wasn't. She wasn't making any faces either. She's just like
Yep.
Like she is like a siren or something like that.
Yep.
Like she is an alarm going off.
Yep.
And the doctor said, "I'll increase her ether." She started moaning. Everybody's just standing around her, and the doctor said, "I'll increase the ether."
And he chloroforms her.
That's what ether is.
Yeah, and I'm still he chloroforms her. That I laughed in that part because she's gonna quit moaning. He's like, "I'm gonna increase the ether," and he just chloroforms her. I laughed so freaking hard. Like that was so funny because like everyone else is just standing around her, and he's like, "Go to sleep, quit moaning." That was really good. But give this movie props where it deserves it. Count Orlok, Bill Skarsgård. He was perfect.
Okay, I feel the same about his voice in this movie as I do Batman in the Christopher Nolan Batmans. Feels like they're a little over the top there.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's bad.
Now, I can get behind Christopher Nolan's Batman voice being a little over the top. I get that. Because there are some lines that come across as very, very corny with that voice. I don't see that with Count Orlok in this movie. I think it was spot on, and I think Bill Skarsgård pulled off one of the movies of his career in this movie.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a funny voice to me.
It was a very funny. It took me a minute to get used to it. Like, it took me a minute to be like, oh, I didn't expect him to sound like that.
Yeah.
It really threw me off.
I think at the beginning of the movie he drags it out. He drags his voice out, and he starts talking. He talks real slow with it.
He's supposed to, because it doesn't show you Count Orlok right off the bat. It purposely keeps him in the shadows, keeps him like in front of the light where all you can see is his silhouette.
Yeah.
It builds it done a great job of building tension. It built some of the greatest tension to the point of seeing Count Orlok.
Yeah.
Like, it built tension whenever he brings the papers to him to sign the papers. And whenever he first meeting the Count, it's purposely like whenever it does show him he's out of focus, or he's just a silhouette, or he's in the shadows, or he's a few steps ahead of him where you can't see him. Like, it builds that suspense. Like, I really want to see this guy. I really want to see the design. I really want to see what he looks like. And then when you do, it's like, oh, I didn't expect that. Like, it was really fantastic. And say what you want, everyone in this cast there was not one bad actor in this movie.
No.
Everyone in this cast, I feel like, deserves some kind of recognition, if not award.
No, this is everybody did a great job on this.
Aaron
movie.
Taylor Johnson, he done the best besides Bill Skarsgård. He acted his behind off with this guy.
I wouldn't say he was the best behind Bill Skarsgård.
I think he was. Well, maybe behind Bill
I think you're just being biased.
Maybe. I do love Aaron Taylor Johnson. But maybe behind Bill Skarsgård and Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe was really on point with this one. What?
This is like first scene, like, go away. And then he comes in. Do my dying eyes deceive me?
It is a copy and paste of Bram Stoker's Dracula. I know you've never seen the original Nosferatu in silent and like the silent film. I have. You said during our watching in the theater, you kept leaning over and be like, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Bram Stoker. And I was like, yeah, dude, it's a straight up copy of the book.
Yeah.
Like, he comes to whatever country they're in on a boat, kills everybody on the boat, but he brings a plague with him. I don't remember that being in the first Nosferatu.
No, I think that was something new.
That was a cool.
That was a cool twist. I don't know if it was. Yeah, I don't know if it was a real plague or if it was something that he faked.
It was a real plague. It was killing people.
Oh.
Well, maybe it wasn't, because whenever they got sick with the plague, it was because he was coming in and feeding on them.
Yeah.
So maybe it was fake.
Maybe.
I didn't expect him to kill the two little kids.
I did.
I did not.
It didn't show him. It didn't show him a lot, and that
was one of the saddest parts of the movie. Seeing the two little kid coffins and seeing the grief with Aaron Taylor Johnson's character.
Yeah, that's something else. Buried him the next day.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that, because I mean, some people don't handle grief well, and it's like, just get it done, get it over with. Like, I get that.
Like. How? No, this is the 1800s though. There's no cars or nothing or anything like that. How are you supposed to get family and people in on a moment's notice like that?
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's too quick of a way to propel the story.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't. It would have had a bigger impact if we would have got to sit with that a little longer. But it went straight from death to Aaron Taylor Johnson's brief moment of grief to him dying. Like, him becoming obsessed with Count Orlok and then being obsessed with his dead family and then dying. Like, if they would have drug that out a little bit, maybe killed them off a little sooner.
I feel like as long as this movie was, I feel like they told everything too quickly. I feel like they skipped over a lot of things.
They skipped over a lot of important things, but they drug out unnecessary scenes. Like, a lot of scenes, I caught myself going, this is dragging a bit. Like, this is going on a little bit too long.
Yeah, like
a lot of the scenes where he and his wife interact with each other, she just keeps on like going on and on and on and on, and you're like, I mean, how many times can she say the same thing with different words?
Yeah.
Like, we get it. The Count's bad news. We get that. But the scene where she like freaks out and starts like ripping her clothes off and like is like shaking and stuff, that was a pretty cool performance. She done really good there.
she gets down. You could never satisfy me as he could. And he just immediately said bet.
Yeah, he said, I guarantee it. You know, for them to have sex real quick, that means what she was doing had to have been turning him on. He's a little bit of a freak. He was being turned on by what was going on.
Like those violent shakes from that big foreheaded woman.
She had a big forehead. Holy crap!
Like
that was doing it for him. No.
Yeah. Then again, he had been away for months, so
just being in the presence of his wife.
Yeah.
I really liked the Count Orlok design. He looked really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to look the way he did. I expected him to have like the pointy ears and the bald head and the long nose, kind of like in the original.
He kind of does, but not really.
Right, but he has like a big fold out mustache. He has the deep voice that will throw you off.
The last scene of the movie, I also died laughing.
Yeah, and I heard you. Yeah, whenever the camera zooms out and
why did it make his limbs so small?
He was shriveling up compared to the sun.
Yeah, I know, but his torso was still so big.
Yeah, you can see his spine and stuff though.
Like it's like I know he was supposed to be shriveling up and stuff because of the sun, but nothing on him shrank but his arms.
That's true. I was really impressed that they didn't just do the classic like vampires burn alive in the sun or burst into flames. Yeah. I was really impressed that they just had him like shrivel up and die to the sun. I liked that. That should be the death of more vampires. So at the end of the movie, she basically sacrifices herself.
In the Bram Stoker's Dracula movie, he never burned up in the sun. He was in the sun the whole time, wasn't he?
I don't think so.
Pretty sure when he met her on the street.
He was in the sun. The sun have no effect on them in Bram Stoker?
I don't know. I don't
know either. That's weird. I don't like it, so I don't like that. But in the last scene of the movie, in the last part of the movie, how it ends is she sacrifices herself. She allows Count Orlok to come in and basically feed on her, and while she sends her husband and the group of men to burn his coffin, so he has nowhere to return of the morning time. Morning time hits, sun hits, he shrivels up and dies on top of her.
It should be noted that her husband did not know about this.
Yeah, it was a trick. She tricked her husband into going down there and burning up his coffin with every intent of sacrificing herself for the town, because the plague he had brought with him was destroying the entire town.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this movie. You went in with high expectations. I went in with low expectations because remakes of classic horror movies, and again, Nosferatu, the silent film, is not the greatest film because it is a silent film and it was made in the 20s. But you must recognize what it done for the horror genre. But most remakes, I'm very, very, very skeptical about. And so I went in with just kind of, I want to watch it and see what it's about, or I want to see how they do it. Kind of expectations. It was fantastic. Blew me out of the water. The gothic feel of the town, of everything, of the tavern he went into whenever he was going to the castle, that screams Robert Eggers.
Yeah.
Robert Eggers is one of the best filmmakers ever. His film The Lighthouse, I recently watched it. Really good film. His film The Witch, fantastic movie. Just all in all, he is amazing. I really like Robert Eggers, and he really brought his chops to this movie, put his own spin on it, put his style on it.
Yep, that's all I have to say about it. Though.
I do too. All in all, I would definitely highly, highly recommend going to watch Nosferatu.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's a fantastic movie. But yeah, that would be it. Next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to be ranking our favorite movies of 2024. We would have done this episode, but we really want to jump on Nosferatu because we were really excited to review that. But yes, for the new year, we will be reviewing our favorite and our least favorite of 2022. We will be making a top 10 best list and a top 10 worst list if we are able to.
Yeah.
I can already tell you, I got some things on this list you're gonna not agree with. We're going to go in depth with these movies, talk about them a little bit if we've seen them. I am telling Dylan ahead of time what some of my favorite on my list is in case he wants to watch them, just so we can have a little bit more of a depth conversation about them. Yeah. He can give me the same rundown, but I'm pretty sure whatever you've watched, I've pretty much already watched.
Maybe.
I think I've watched a little bit more than you have for 2024.
Maybe, probably.
But yeah, we'll get on to that. But yeah, that will do it for our vampire episode. We are definitely going to do a part 2 because this was a lot of fun. We have a lot of vampire movies that we want to watch and that we would like to review. Van Helsing, I know for me, I'd love to have reviewed that one. The Last Voyage of the Dementor, I really wanted to watch that. And I know there's probably some more off the top of your head you could think of. But all in all, fantastic movies. I don't think we had one on here that we hated. It was a good time.
Yeah.
But yes, sorry for the weird camera angles to this. Let us know if you like this one more or the next one. I kind of like this one more. Like
yeah.
Whenever I was looking, I had to actually review it when I'm editing, but this one looked pretty cool when we first started filming.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you. Like, subscribe, and
see you next week.
See you next week.